Hello Chibsers, an impromptu video just to show you progress on yet another project I'm doing. I've got, before I start, HMS Bristol, the 1 in 700 resin ship that I've added a fair bit of scratch building to. She's under paint at the moment, so hopefully I'll get you an update on her soon. I started on another 1 in 700 scale ship, that's HMS Invincible, scraped down her deck. And I thought, why not start another scratch build. So this is the Royal Fleet Auxiliary light fleet tanker Black Rover. Thank you, Gav. She's unfortunately gone now. I think she went for razor blades, as in scrapping, in 2017, somewhere around there. It's a shame. I don't know, I hate seeing ships go to the breakers, but you know, her and I think Gold Rover were the last of her class. Royal Fleet Auxiliary backs up the Royal Navy through logistics. The ships can be armed, and although I've seen it that she carries two 20mm Oerlikons, I believe somewhere around here, I've never actually seen them on any photographs. So whether they just ship them when they're needed, like the Falklands War. Black Rover wasn't in the Falklands War, she was going under a refit at the time, so she never participated in that one, but I think all her sister ships did. So yeah, it's a light fleet tanker, not a huge size, but they literally served in every part of the world that the Royal Navy needed logistics. So she carries fuel oil for the engines for the ships, carries aviation fuel for the obviously helicopters and jets, as in Harriers, and before that Buccaneers and Phantoms and that. She also carries fresh water. Most of the ships can produce their own, but she also carries fresh water, and she can carry stores as well. And somewhere around here will be a helicopter deck. There's no hangar, but she could ship stores out to the ships through a. She's got a lift that could carry, I suppose, cold stores and stuff like that up to, or ammunition, whatever, I'm not sure what, but up to the helicopter, and it could obviously deliver those. So what will happen with this? As you can see, I've brought up in 2 layers so far. There's going to be a main deck that will go straight across. I apologise, I'm having to hold this literally. So if it's a bit shaky, I'm having to hold this freehand. The main deck will go across, so you've got this, I call it a flat. I don't know I know in the old days it'd be called a flat, but I'm not sure if the modern Navy, but you know, fairly modern Navy, if they called that a flat. There'll be you can't see a lot, but there's a couple of control rooms under there as well. I believe the main structure, like bridge and that, goes all the way down, but and there's also 2 big derricks that go into this deck and are bolted off that handle the fuel hoses. Yeah, so she's going to be built straight across here. She looks a bit flat on the bow at the moment, but that's going to be, she is fairly blunt on the bow, but that will be rounded off more in the middle, and then with super glue, which is my preferred option. I was running out of super glue, so I used some of that MIG putty. It wasn't a great idea, but it's what I had. But I've got more super glue on the way. So yeah, so she'll be from end to end, but I need to do all this structure first, then prime it, then paint it actually before it gets anywhere else, and I'll have to tape it off because you'll be able to see through. Which is why I have got the MT Miniatures Black Rover, but it looks like a Rover class tanker. There's nothing wrong with it in that aspect. I just wanted mine to look a bit more that I could see on the photograph, so I could be able to see straight through there rather it being solid. And there's other bits and pieces I would have changed, but in the case of their Black Rover, it was too much for me to hack away at. There'd be nothing left of it. It wasn't really worth it. So I decided to have a scratch build of it myself. And then there'll be another like bulwark at the top, which will meet this part of the bow here, and that gets flared out even more, because all the main structure is aft. As I say, you've got your main bridge and whatever, and and then at the rear here you've got a helicopter deck. She's probably a bit more pot-bellied than this at the back. As I say, this is only my second scratch build, and I'm not doing, this is another one. I said I wouldn't do one without a plan, and I'm doing this one without a plan. I've just taken some rough measurements from the MT Miniatures one, just to get the depth and whatever. So yeah, she could do with being more pot-bellied at the back, I reckon, but it is what it is. So I just thought I'd say that's what Gav's up to at the moment. There will be some more painting stuff coming up over the next couple of days. It's just been fairly, the last few days it's been fairly noisy in the house with wife doing the work from home stuff, and I've just not really been in a position really to put any vids up. And at night I've been working on this and HMS Invincible, so you know, again, there wasn't really anything to show you but a pile of dust. And I would advise, there's a lot, if you're going to use it like I do, I mix talcum powder with super glue. I'd say the grey stuff, yes, that is primer. It's only because I was running really low and I didn't think I'd have enough to finish. I much prefer it, gives you a much nicer finish. But do wear a mask, because obviously it's CA glue mixed with talcum powder. It can't be good for you. So thank you very much for stopping by and taking a look, and next time hopefully we'll have some work on this flat area here, primed and painted, and we'll have a deck on, a main deck. Is that main deck? Yeah, it would be, wouldn't it? Main deck fore and aft, and then we'll start building up a superstructure. It's a bit weird having to do it, as in do all this more or less, you know, fully completed here in this section when nothing will be touched while I do the rest. But you know, that's how it goes really. You've got to, I need this done so I can put the deck over the top. Anyway, thanks for stopping by and taking a look. There'll be more updates on this for anybody interested. I will put some up, start putting some up on the community tab. It's just this was off the cuff. I'd finally got this this area over here, and until I do my bits on here and that, and stick my bits on, and I want to know. I won't put any primer on that, I don't think, just to make sure I know is. I don't mind it actually being too. If that was a car, you'd need it absolutely perfect, but with a ship, they have such a canning effect all along the hull. A few ripples just adds to it. I don't mind that. So feel free, please do come back and check on the build project of this scratch built 1 in 700 scale ship, and she is the Royal Fleet Auxiliary Black Rover. Thanks. See you soon.